Several things in this world have made us witness countless of times how small some of the things we regard as huge are. A 5-year-old kid might find a bicycle to be large enough to crush him. A 12-year-old child might be scared to be near a slow-moving bus due to its intimidating size. And this hierarchy just goes on and on. Just as how the American writer Willa Cather said, quote, "The world is little, people are little, human life is little. There is only one big thing, desire," end quote. And perhaps that desire, she meant, was what drove us humans to constantly build things that could ideally either accommodate or surpass every little thing that this world has to offer. So today, we're checking out the biggest vehicles created by humans. But first, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe with the notification bell for more interesting videos just like this one. NASA Crawler Transporter. Let's start off the video with NASA's Crawler Transporter. If you're wondering how massive it must be to make us choose it as a kickoff expose, just imagine the size of an average baseball field. Yup, that's how literally big this crawler is, but it's amazing how it can manage to achieve a top speed of 1 mile per hour when it's loaded and double that if it's unloaded. This crawler transporter's humongous size is reasonably enough though, considering that its main job is to carry and transport raw and finished material and equipment that are used by the agency as it continues to prepare for its return to the moon and expedition to Mars. I mean, surely no ordinary transporter could do the job better than this 50-year-old crawler. Badger 288. There's no way that the most gigantic among the family of bucket wheel excavators can be excluded in the list of the world's biggest and heaviest vehicles. Just imagine the total weight of over 8,600 cars piled up together. And yes, that's how heavy this excavator is. Its length and width might not be as huge as a baseball field, but its height can very well match the Statue of Liberty. This massive vehicle is making things easier in Garsweiler open-pit lignite mine, because the amount of 240,000 cubic meters of lignite that it can move in a day is equivalent to 10,000 dump truck loads. If we think about it, Garsweiler roughly needs a total of 40,000 workers to accomplish this much amount of work in a day. This Badger 288 literally is a savior to the company. Caterpillar 797B. This might sound really ironic, but our next colossal vehicle is unknowingly known as one of the largest mechanical dump trucks in the entire globe. A serious machine that is built for real-world tasks. The Caterpillar 797B, or also known as CAT 797B. But unless you work or take a visit in a mining site, you probably couldn't appreciate its size. Literally, an ultra-class mining truck, this giant single tire has a diameter of 13 feet, way more than enough to crush an average pickup truck. Hence, there's no way that this vehicle is allowed to be driven on the highway. This truck's width is at 30 feet and its length could be comparable to the distance of the NBA backboard, up to 8 inches past half court, roughly around 47 feet and 8 inches in total. What's more epic about this truck is the fact that it can sustain a speed of 40 miles per hour despite its massive weight and size. Belaz 75710. If you think CAT 797B is humongous, then this large ultra-class haul truck originally from Belarus, hence its name, is living up to its reputation as the biggest dump truck in the world, capable of moving a load of 496 tons in just one go. The ferocious Belaz 75710. Ever wonder why it's named the biggest among its family? Just imagine the length of 2 double-decker buses parked end-to-end, with a power equivalent to 6 Formula One race cars, and a weight heavier than a fully loaded Airbus A380 passenger plane. And that's technically how huge and powerful it is. And unless you're at least 2 meters tall, don't bother trying to reach halfway up on one of its 8 tires. This truck is not labeled as the biggest in the world for nothing. Antonov An-225 Maria. If you think that the biggest vehicles only exist in land, well then you're wrong, because this vehicle next on our list solely functions to hop from one continent to another through air. The monstrous Antonov 225 Maria of Ukraine. The Soviets had been long acknowledged for constructing massive aircrafts, so Maria, or the Ukraine Dream, is totally not an exception. This vehicle is surprisingly not built to be a typical 5th-generation stealth fighter plane. Rather, it's a cargo plane designed as the largest one in the world. This beast is literally a badass, with its length of 84 meters, a massive weight of 285 tons while unloaded, a wingspan of 88.39 meters, and a cargo area sufficient enough to fit 50 cars altogether. Having an original mission in 1988 to carry the Buran shuttle and its super rocket, Maria continues to live as the only one of its kind. Liebherr T282B. This huge off-highway, ultra-class pull dump truck could definitely bring shivers down your spine if you get to stand next to it. Standing as the second largest capacity dump truck after Belaz 75710, Liebherr 282 can commensurate the size of an average two-story house, stretching an estimated height of 25 feet, a width of 32 feet, and length of 50 feet. With this size, no wonder that it could haul 400 tons just in a single load setting. With this truck's suspension, you could figuratively picture out a T-Rex dinosaur when you hear this monstrous piece of machinery rumble at idle and feel the very power released through its nose. Given the overall size of Liebherr 282B, it could actually roll over a typical pickup truck and not even know it. But unless you're driving your pickup truck in a mining site, then you don't need to worry. Hitachi X8006. Hitachi is known to be constantly stepping up its game, most especially in terms of machinery. No wonder how the second largest hydraulic excavator in the world is produced by them. The Hitachi X8006, wearing the brand's signature color, Hitachi Red, stands proud in its glorious weight of 811 tons. This excavator has a length of 10.5 meters, an undercarriage approximately 8.65 meters long, and has a digging reach of roughly 7 times of an NBA ring height. Its shovel can load up a volume of 40 cubic meters in a single scoop, saving crazy amounts of time as compared to using an average excavator. With this enormous vehicle, heavy and difficult jobs are certainly not in its vocabulary. T-Rex Buckaroos RH400. While creating this list in an unordered manner, I bet that all of us could agree that this vehicle featured in our final entry deserves to be part of this list. Owned by one of the top leading producers of giant land vehicles, the Buckaroos RH400 remains undefeated as the world's biggest hydraulic excavator. Kudos to Caterpillar. This gigantic front shovel pressure-driven excavator approximately weighs 889 tons, has an undercarriage width of 8.6 meters, and its crawler length is roughly 10.98 meters. Its bucket is so large that it can hold a good amount of 45 cubic meters of rock and boulders in a single scoop. Now, we could probably say that there's no job too big for this vehicle. So what do you think of the world's biggest vehicles created by humans? Which one of these humongous vehicles would you love to ride in? Let us know in the comment section below, and if there was a vehicle that we missed, also add that in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe with the notification bell to get more awesome videos just like this one.